Hello, it's Melinda from Alexis and Melinda's Art Space. How you all going? Welcome to 2025. So, first video for 2025, I think, unless something's up that I scheduled that I can't remember, is going to be a flip through of an art journal I completed. I don't think I completed any art journals in 2024. It was a shocker of a year. I didn't do much art apart from my classes that I do for work. But in the last, probably December, I've been playing a little and just getting back into the fun of art journaling. So I art journal in a lot of altered books, and this is, I think Elsa's Camp it's called. Whoops. Elsa's Camp. So the first half of this art journal was put up in the end of 2023. As you can see, it's sort of expanded. I've learnt a lot since I started these art journals. I now remove a lot more pages so my art journals actually stay together. So it is a learning curve. This one is several years old. 5 or 6 years old. It's been hanging around, so it's great to get it finished and off my shelf. I pick altered books because of their shape and their size and their paper more than what's in them. This one was all about lions. I love the cover on this one, so I decided not to do anything to the cover. And I loved the sort of mapping inside too, and it would have been cool if the other half of the book stayed in there, but it got too big and fell out, so. But the back, you can sort of see it. It's pretty. So yeah, learned a lot in my journal of art journaling in altered books, and now my altered book art journals do stay together because I do remove a whole lot more pages. Because I stick a whole lot of stuff in them too. So this one starts as a use it up journal. Somewhere to put extra paint, extra paper, just to play around. Then I come back at a later stage and actually finish the pages. So let's get into it. It's not, art journaling for me is not about the finished process or the finished beautiful art gallery worthy page. Art journaling for me is fun, play, bit of silliness. This book is full of silliness and just being in the moment. So let's get into it. A lot of doodling in this book too. I went through a stage where I grabbed stencils and doodled through them. So this is multi-layered page. I did this ages and ages ago, and it was a handmade book, and one I'd put together, and I didn't like the pages, I didn't like the cover, so I ripped out the things that I liked, and this was one of them. A bit of scrap paper with die cutting, and then I added the black stenciling to it, and then that's how that page come apart. So no rhyme or reason to the page, just using up some scraps. It was a stenciled image that I coloured over, and then obviously that was a scrap from when I die cut stuff out. And so this one again was a use it up page. We've got some texture paste in the background. A couple of these do have process videos, and I'll try to link them below if I remember, and I'll point them out if I remember. This one was just a muck around page, so finished off with some delusions. And why? Just silliness, just sticking stuff. Why do I stick the hands like that? I don't know, because I felt like it. So it's a bit like that. So the star or the snowflakes are from my shop, and so is this little person here, not the head. The stencils obviously from my shop too, but I was really into doodling and doing a lot of stuff because that sort of calms my mind when I get, I don't know, get stressed or over silly or something. Just sitting there and colouring in and doodling is just so much fun. So this was a live I did ages ago. This was when COVID hit, I believe. So this is paper napkin in the background. Don't particularly like these people. This was with strips of paper and washi tape. But again, I don't have to like everything I do. I can like portions of it. So I used some Tim Holtz embossing glazes over these napkins. So I really like the background. Don't like this. These people, they don't really go. But at that time when I was doing it, that's what I wanted to do. This one again was just playing around with some fluoro paints. So I stamped out some flowers, and I believe these ones glow in the dark or under blue light or something. I was trying them out. They're not as neon as the picture is showing. So this was again a lot of doodling. This page again came from that book that I pulled apart. Added some more doodling to the background. It's got some wrapping paper in the background. Added some more stamp borders, more doodling. Very much channeling Diane Reevely on this page with her stamps and her borders, and then this is one of my black cutouts from my business, and some doodling on it, some more doodling in the background. So probably a bit overdoodled and a bit busy, but I had fun. When I start doodling, I have an issue with stopping. It's like, oh, I just add a bit more. Oh, I'll just add a bit more. Or I'll add the triangles. Oh, no, they're a bit open. I'll add something else in it. And I'll colour some of them in. So it's a lot of fun. Sometimes I get pages to this stage and then I can take them places and sit there and doodle, and I don't have to be messy. I've already got the paint down and everything else down. This is the last page in this book that I finished. So this was a whole lot of jelly prints that I pasted in the background, just using up scraps from another project. And it sat for a while. And then I grabbed out this, started as a black and white photo from Neve Bailey. She gave us some free printables in a virtual class I did last year with her, a virtual retreat. And she taught us the technique of drawing over with the coloured paint pen. So I really love how that came out. Then I did the person and added funny hats to them. And then it's like, now what? So I had some black and white collage soup from another project sitting on my desk, so I flipped through that pack and thought I'd stick some houses down. Why houses? Because they were small and they sort of fit. That's about the rhyme and reason of my art journal pages, but I really like this one. This is really cool. I was actually doing this and I was watching NCIS, and this looks like the guy that does the autopsy, the young one. I can't remember his name. Not Ducky, but the other one. Was his assistant and then he took over. Looks so much like him. But just having fun, colouring in. I don't like colouring in colouring books, but I'll colour in like this. Maybe I'll colour in colouring books a bit more. I don't know. This one was part of a prompt I can remember. Again, a very silly page with magazine prompts and probably a bit overdone. Again, knowing when to stop. A lot of their pages at the back of the book were prompts. You get a word prompt, or you might get a picture prompt or something, and that sort of is a jumping off point for the book. This one, I believe there is a process video on. It had a background of some sort of pen I was using, or some sort of the pink, the purple and the blue was some sort of art material I was using. I think it was paint sticks. And then I believe I did this art by Marlene die cuts, some die cuts from my store, a funny face I made. So just adding bits and pieces to use up the page. The sillier the better some days. Oh, some more doodling and Diane Reevely. Really love Diane Reevely's style. But I'm tending to find... So I'm still a bit tired from New Year's Eve. We're out New Year's Eve and got home about 4 a.m. in the morning. A couple of days later, it's hitting me like a ton of bricks. I'm getting too old to be out that late. I find they look sort of samey. I don't know. They just... I don't know. I haven't done a lot of work with her stamps or with the doodling for a while. I sort of got not a little sick of it, but it was sort of all looking samey. So I, decided to do some other stuff. As you can see, my art journaling is wide and varied. I see a lot of artists and I can pick their work without knowing it's theirs because of the certain style or imagery they use. But you flick through my book and it's like, what the hell was that person thinking? But I like to try a lot of different styles and a lot of different things. Like over here, we've got houses for his body. Why? Because it sounded good at the time. Seriously, I think my camera makes me tired. I'm not tired till I turn it on. So again, this one was a sheet from that journal that I pulled apart, and I just kept the favourite ones. And did some more doodling, around the edge. Oh, this was another one with the prompts. Very chaotic one. Some days my head and my body are not playing nice with each other. Magazine image and just a very expressive page. Silly page. Had fun doing it. Is it the best page I've done? No. Do I like it? Probably not looking at it now a few years later, but it's a page done in my journal. I had fun sitting down and doing it for the half an hour or so, and it represents what I was feeling at that stage. There's another quirky one. I love this one. Be a pineapple, stand tall, wear a crown, be sweet on the inside. Don't know what this prompt was, but it started with pineapple napkin in the background, and then I sort of made this fella. I drew this little face out, added some pineapple spiky things, added a little crown, and did some handwriting. I really don't like my handwriting, but we are growing on liking my handwriting. So this one is playing around with some steampunk. I believe there could be a video on this one. This one's quite old. Some of them times I remember if I've done a video, or sometimes I cannot. Again, do I like the page? No, I'm not really a brown person, but it is sort of, it's looking a bit better in the camera actually, a bit more depth and stuff. So This one I really like. This one was wrapping paper in the background. So I stuck that in and it stayed in the journal for a while. And then again, this doodling and drawing around shapes, and some shapes from my website too. So this one was black, used up paint. So this journal was a lot of used up paint down. And then I added a bit of lighter paint, and then I just stenciled some girls. So sometimes my pages are quite simple. And this is with metallic paint, and then drew around the edge. The white's really showing up on the camera around them. So it's really cool. Oh, this one is, I think we did a live with Alexis starting this one, maybe. But there is a video on this one. Really like this one, not really into steampunk. And this page I really, really love. Love all the layers. It's got napkins in the background. It's got stenciling. It's got, these are Delusions trees that I've coloured, and then I've got some of my own cutouts, and I've got some Timberholtz dolls. So I really like how that one turned out, and lots of layers and lots of depth. That one took a while. So sometimes my pages take half an hour, sometimes I don't. This one was probably another prompt. Again, this had black paint on. Sometimes if I get down to the bottom of a paint jar, I grab my use it up journals and just slap it all over the pages to use it up. Then I put some bright colours on. Found this in the magazine. I love finding quirky things. What to say? Anti-depression diet. Love finding quirky things in magazines to use. The only thing I don't like is these big yellow circles. I was using up some old Delusions paints in the jars, and it got really goopy, and I thought, no, I'm determined to use it up. I shouldn't have, but I sort of like the circles, but I don't. They're quite textured because the paint was quite textury and going gross. I think I would have rathered it without the yellow, or not so bright. Sometimes I have a thought with my art journals and go, oh, I'll just do one more thing, and that one more thing doesn't destroy the page, but probably the page would have looked better without that on it. But at the time, my brain thought it was a good idea, so it goes on the page. And I was having fun. So that is the end of this little journal. So this one can move off my shelf and go to my completed shelf. I'm hoping to complete a few journals this year. I've got a few journals hanging around that only have 1 or 2 pages left to go in them. Or they're half done pages that I have to go back and finish. I was a bit slack in that 2024, but 2025 is going to be a very productive year. We're going to make a lot of progress. We're going to get things done. It's going to be a better year. Has to be. Because 2024 was a bit of a shocker, but we got the important things done, just not the fun things done. Thank you very much for watching, and if I remember, I'll link any videos that I can find in the description box below if you want to have a look at the process videos, or if there's a certain page and I mentioned a process video and I don't remember to link them down the below, leave a comment and I will endeavour to find the video and let you know. But I think this is my favourite page because it is the last page I did in the journal. Only finished it last night. Bye for now.